Welcome to another unboxing by theplayersaid.com. I'm Grant. Usually Alexander does most of our unboxings, but I wanted to do this one, and I've been doing more recently. But today I'm unboxing Saratoga, the Battle of Saratoga, 1777 AD. This is a game from Turning Point Simulations and is chapter 13 of 21 in their greatest battles of history. There are 20 that they chose, along with a bonus 21st, based upon a famous book, The 20 Decisive Battles of History. So this is one of those. Obviously, this is in association with the American Revolution. But here's a look at the box. It's a kind of a differently packaged game. They appear very similar to what would be a book or a novel that you would put on a bookcase. So kind of a neat little look. Here's the spine. Once again, volume 13, you can see Saratoga. The designer is Rob Markham, and it's by Turning Point Simulations. I have tried to make contact with the designer, Rob Markham, so that we can potentially do an interview to get a better understanding of the game, its mechanics, his ideas behind the design. This definitely looks like an interesting game and is one that I'm very excited to get to the table and try out. So here you can, once again, very similar to these other Turning Point Simulations, there's a clear coat protector on the front that serves as the box top. We'll put that to the side. Then you'll notice there is almost like a book dust cover. I've said that now several times in the videos, but it serves as the bottom of the box as well. I should have turned it over before I opened it, but it holds the game together. And then this simply has some great art there on the front, showing a colonial regular. He looks very battle weary and is probably a veteran, kind of cool looking. But for those that don't know, and I like history, I don't know that I know everything about history and don't tend to remember everything, but the Battle of Saratoga was in 1777, and the reason it was significant is the Patriots had not necessarily had many victories up to that point. Their victories were mainly stalemates, or they had been chased off the field. So in 1777, and there were two battles actually with the Battle of Saratoga, Freeman's Farm, and you can actually see right here, here's some of the detail that I'm reading from. But both Freeman's Farm and Bemis Heights were in, I believe it was September of 1777. These troops were led by Gates, and Gates led them mainly with the benefit of the tactical genius of Benedict Arnold. Benedict Arnold, in essence, really won the day in both of these battles, but the credit was given to Gates. And as you may know, Gates later on fomented what was referred to as the Conway Cabal, which was in essence an attempt to replace Washington as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army and to have someone else put in his place. That failed, thankfully, and because of that, the revolution survived, and we ended up obviously gaining our independence. But here's that cover, so you can kind of see that. It's very well done. Here is the rules of play. Very nice looking rules you can see there. Good clear print and text. These rules are only 8 pages. That's pretty small. Most of these games in this series I have found are somewhere between 10 and 14 pages. So this one is probably the least amount of pages that I've seen in a rule book. Here's a clear look at some of the counters that we will look at here in a moment. But the rule book is semi-gloss, very thick cardstock. Like I said, very well written, fairly dense. You can see there's a lot of words there, fairly close together in small print. There is an index of types or sorts on the front where you can look at the different concepts that you're trying to get a feel for. You can see 5.0, the command phase, the movement phase, combat, recovery, and end phase, as well as the victory conditions. So you could turn to those sections fairly easily, check them out. I would think this game, in looking at it, you could get set up here in about 10-15 minutes and probably play in an hour. But it looks to be a fun game. I think kind of an interesting and different game. Here's a look at a terrain effects chart, as you can see there. I'm pretty excited. Mark Mahaffey did the art on these rule books, and the illustrations are done by Terry Leeds. So they've done a very good job. Really, kudos to them. I think these games are very, very neat. So there's the rule book. Here are the counter sheets. Normally there's only one. This was given as a replacement. I know that it was sent along because some of the counters that are contained, the leaders mainly, the Captain General, who is the head of Turning Point, didn't like the way they look, so he replaced those. So I'll put those over there. But I've always been impressed with their counters. You can see they're very nice, centered counters. They're very thick. They're struck very well. They come out very easily. In fact, you can see I almost am able to pull an entire. I'm kind of struggling. Just as I was saying that but you can see I can almost pull out an entire row there without damaging them. I think that's something that in a lot of war games I've kind of damaged some of the counters as I'm pulling them out, but those are really nice counters. They're thick. You can see very, very good quality, very clear. Love the colors. Love this burgundy color for the British troops. Very, very nice, and you can see very, very clearly written. So those are the leaders. You can also see there's counters that represent the troops, the artillery. I have not read the rules, so I don't know that I can describe or explain what all these counters are. Then there's some more administrative counters, step losses, troops being out of command, and different things like that. So there's about maybe 80 to 100 counters, give or take. They're awful small. They have backs. They're double-sided. But like I said, very, very nice counters, very well done, well struck, very well centered, and I think that's really nice. They do need to be clipped. We have started clipping some of the others. In fact, we played midway from this very same series the other day and kind of clipped it as we played, and it looked really nice after it was clipped. So those are the counters. Here is the mounted map board, and it is really nice. It looks really good. Obviously not to the level of some other higher end production games that I've seen, but to be honest, this is a very nice, very clear, very well drawn map that I think lends itself very easily to being used by the players. I will point you to this section of the map. This is kind of a game turn record track. You'll notice there are numbers, and these numbers are oriented this way, and the red numbers are oriented the other way. I think those are the two different scenarios, Freeman's Farm, and then Bemis Heights, so you can not get confused, so it's clear which is which. But definitely some good detail there. I like the relief of the trees. You can see the trees here. Very nice hexes. They're small, but once again, the counters are small. There's some fortifications. Very, very clear, like the rivers. The numbers are fairly clear and easy to be read, although they are very light, but very well done. It's also very thick, sturdy, and will stand up well for numerous plays. So there's the mounted map board. The game also comes with a couple of dice. I like these dice. They're kind of neat. And then you'll notice the bottom of the game is a fairly durable hard plastic tray that acts as, once again, not only in essence, the box bottom for the game itself, but it will hold your various counters in the compartments. And in the other games that we've punched out, it holds them very well. They look very nice, but it's very durable. You could break that, but it is nice to have that tray. I think that's a nice feature. So with that, there's the Battle of Saratoga by Turning Point Simulations. Very excited to get this game to the table. I think this is a medium level war game, and I think it'll be played fairly easily. Obviously, with only 8 pages of written rules, not going to be a really in-depth or brain-burning war game, but a war game nonetheless, and I think a very high quality game. These games are really touted as get in, learn quickly, you can play them fast and put them away quickly. And I think that's what we found. We've now played the Invincible Armada. Really, really liked that one. Had a lot of unique elements. And then, like I said earlier this week, we played the Battle of Midway. Also really liked that one. So there you go. Thanks for watching. We'll do some more unboxings of these as we get them. Look for theplayersaid.com to find more information, reviews, AARs, designer interviews, as well as some other reflections and commentary. We're enjoying. We're almost at a year. In fact, our year anniversary is this month in April, April the 14th. So it's kind of cool that we've made it this far, and we're doing better and better every day. So thanks. Check it out, and we'll talk to you later.